All three of them will be approved certainly by planting time, and hopefully we'll have full approval for our export partners by the end of the growing season next year. Costs, we'll get into that on a couple more slides. My corn production costs, it's in dollars per hectare. As you can see, the trend in fertilizer particularly, we've gone way up from 07 to 08. 09 is really an estimate of my providers are telling me if I paid today and took delivery today, they can guarantee me a price. If I pay today, they can't guarantee me that I can get it anyway at any price. And if I don't pay today, they don't know what they're going to do come planting time next year. So that's there was some of that talk last year, and of course, as all these prices have escalated, our providers are really telling us it could be really fun next spring. Our seed prices, of course, have increased, and our crop production products also have increased. They're really a function of petroleum. The president of Monsanto was nice enough to send a letter out to, I don't know what mailing list he had, but I received a letter from him, I assume went out to a lot of producers that said, thank you for your business. I hope you understand when we raise the price of the glyphosate technology, or the technical ingredient in glyphosate for next year, and it already had doubled from the year before, so I don't know what he has in mind. We haven't seen any prices yet for 09, but we expect it to be, if he's willing to send out that many letters, I'm assuming it's going to be significant. But as you see, our total production doubled. Our cost per hectare doubled from 07 to 08. These just being guesstimates, I'm expecting another 50% increase. I'm starting to hear now maybe another 100% increase, but we'll know more probably into late fall and early winter is when we'll get hard numbers on that. My soybean production costs, even though my soils are poor, I have pretty decent fertility. I don't use any phosphorus or potash in my soybean production. From time to time, I have to add a little lime to keep the phosphorus available. But again, I've seen increases in my production of my soybean costs. I can't get a handle on anything that's going on in the soybean world as far as planting next year. Everyone on the soybean side is pretty much waiting for someone else to come up with a seed price. So I don't know what we're going to do. But again, pretty significant increase in the price of seed and crop protection products, but certainly nothing like we saw in the corn production. A couple other things that I didn't list before. My fuel had increased 90% from 07 to 08. I'm glad to hear Mr. Ambrose tell me it's going cheaper from here. That'll help me next year, but again, we'll wait and see. Crop insurance, the cost of our crop insurance is based off of the February Board of Trade price. And depending on how high it is or how low it is, it's a function of that. And also we have 4 different options of protection from 55 to 80% coverage of our production history. So that varies quite a bit depending on what we choose and what price we end up with in February. Of course, my repairs have increased. My land rent has gone up significantly, and here I'm showing it staying there. I hope my landlords, if we see some, if prices hold at this level, they've come down a little bit. If they hold at this level going into fall, I should be able to maintain the rents I have now. But again, I'm pretty comfortable this year. If prices go back up for 2010, the landlord will want a piece of that profitability as well. I'm going to touch on the Farm Bill. ASA worked very hard on that. It seemed to take a long time. Didn't think we'd ever have one. Gave up hope, renewed hope, lost hope, and finally they did something. We like I said, drew a line in the sand at that 630. ended up compromising at $6. I think there were enough people, no one seemed very happy in the end product, which probably means that's the best compromise everyone was going to get at the time. So we have a $6 target price. A new program that was inserted in the Farm Bill is the Quality Incentive Program, and that'll be for any new traits. The U.S. government will subsidize some of those premiums in the first few years to get it ramped up to a critical mass, so that as we come out with say a high omega-3 oil type bean, if if the industry can't pay enough premium to get enough acreage in there for a couple of years, the government will help that out until they get to that critical mass. They did reduce the overall ceiling in the Conservation Reserve Program. That program had gotten kind of controversial as we were having that food from fuel fight discussion. Also, just as the markets go up, our friends in the swine business, poultry business, beef business, dairy business, they didn't see the need to continue with those high levels of acreage in the Conservation Reserve. In fact, they wanted to release current enrolled acres, and after some long and somewhat heated discussions, the administration has decided not to release at this time, but did lower the ceiling. That was my understanding, that was their initiative in the Farm Bill. So that should free up a few more acres down the road as we see those tight numbers that we're tight supply numbers that we have. The average crop revenue election will be an option. It's brand new in this Farm Bill, and it will allow producers to offset additional risk over and above what our crop insurance covers. They're still in the rule writing and software writing program of that. We'll see the producer will be able to elect that in 2009 to cover, like I said, offset some more of our risk. But once you elect into that program, you will get a reduced direct payment and reduced countercyclical payment, but you will not, and you will not be able to choose back. You will not be able to opt back out of it after you've signed up. So once you're in it in 2009, you'll remain in it through the rest of the life of the Farm Bill. Again, we've received the extension of the bioenergy credits, and also there was a small piece in there for biodiesel education program, and that was also renewed as well. And there was also, which I didn't mention, there was a disaster portion to that, and it hopes that it will help out some of those people that were really affected by the flood. It's based off of a full marketing year prices, so we'll have to wait and see. It'll be the way the law is written now. It'll be the end of 2009 before they'll be able to see any relief there. But there's talk that the administration might adjust that, or the legislation will adjust that. We'll have to see. I included a few pictures of my operation. This is what I plant my soybeans with. See, I got a little bud here this spring. I also grow some hay that I market in locally. This was some pictures of my wheat harvest, combine and auger cart. Soft red winter wheat, harvest that around the first week in July. This is mid-June. Took a picture of one of my fields of corn. It looks like it's about 3 weeks late, and it's also would like it to be a lot deeper green color. After planting, we were very cool through the month of June, and just didn't get the heat units to green it up like we'd like. And a field of soybeans again. A lot less growth than we like. Lot less growth for this time of year than we like to see on those, but they've really come around. July, things warmed up, and we've got several rains. We expect we did get a few rains out of Hurricane Faye, pushed up our direction. That'll help finish our crop out, and hopefully, since I've arrived here, I haven't been able to follow my weather at home, but hopefully goose